Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Peace and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of the day it is where you at. Because at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, we got friends all over the multiverse, so we know we got them all over the world. You feel me? Man, it's your boy tapping in, man. Sincere 7 from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, Florida edition. I'm back in my special space. You know what I mean? I'm back where I like to be, back where I feel comfortable. It's beautiful out here. The weather, the water, the people, everything is just fucking beautiful, and I'm enjoying my morning. Shout out to y'all. Also, Oswan09, peace, peace. Mo Tep Arts joined. That's what's up. Shout out to all my listeners. Please share this video. This ain't a whole bunch of opinionated, male female relationship type of shit. This is more on, the healing and the growth and development, and the spiritual attunement and dealing with that. Right? Today we talking about the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class. I was having a real good conversation with one of my brothers that was taking me to the airport, and he was basically speaking about, what we do. And he said, I think it's important that I start teaching about these venoms and stuff as well. And I'm like, that's what's up. And he said, one of the main things that I want to teach about is the importance of, the ceremony in um, the importance of the ceremony in the works, right? So I was like, what do you mean? And he got to explain it, the gist of how he sees the importance of the ceremonial aspect and the cultural aspect in his healing, in his modalities, in his what he offers to the community from what he has, right? And I was like, that's a very good discussion to have. However, I explained to him that in the class, in the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class, when we are training individuals to become sacred animal venoms practitioners, that is our focus. And there's a difference between an administrator, a facilitator, and a practitioner. Can you be all of those things? Yes. Does that mean that you chose to or do all of those things? Not so much. So I've had students that I've taught in the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class to be Sacred Animal Venoms practitioners, and they let me know, I don't plan on being a practitioner. I plan on being an administrator. No problem. Then I've met people, and even I know other people who are not really interested in the administration, but they are more in the facilitation. And then you have those of us like me who have a passion for the depths of these works, and they chose to be a practitioner. What's the difference? Okay, so, and actually, I brought up my brethren and the conversation we had, and that conversation led to two totally different ideologies or subjects, and I'm addressing one of them in this video. The next video that I do will probably be addressing the other one, which is the types of containers to facilitate or administer in. So again, we'll touch on that one on another day, but today the discussion is, what's the difference between an administrator, a facilitator, and a practitioner? One, please share this video if you're watching it. And if you do share it, press 7 in the comments. I like to know who my supporters are. And 2, if you think that you have a firm grasp understanding of the differences of administrator, facilitator, and practitioner, type in 2 in the comment section. All right. And then now, let me be clear. when we're talking about these constructs that we're going through, keep in mind, all of these are made up by somebody. You know what I'm saying? All of these are made up by somebody, if that makes sense. I'm not saying it's bullshit. I'm saying that there might be certain parts of each one of these that overlap into another one, right? And we're going to walk it through. We're going to see what I'm talking about. So I would say let's start off with an alphabetical order, right? Let's start with A, an administrator, right? Or an administer, or an administration, right? The keyword admin, right? Which I wonder what is the root word, the root, the etymology of admin. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I want to be honest. I am not quite 100% sure of the etymology of admin, A-D-M-I-N, but I would assume that it has something to do with supplying, giving, presenting, right? Administer, right? And actually, while I'm looking at it, I'm going, or is the key word minister, right? Because if we're talking about your minister, this is the one who delivers the word to you. I'm a minister of my people. And when you talk about administer, I don't know. That kind of takes it into what is that provides internally, maybe. You know, I like words and etymology and all of that. So I'm just kind of, we doing some philosophy and like, let's just talk about this before we go in, right? But none of this is really important because we know what administer means, right? I hope. So with that being said, when we're talking about being in the healing community or the spiritual community, well, more of the healing community, more of, but I guess some people will refer to them as both. And that's a whole nother discussion that we're also going to speak about is entheogenics the way to find God? Is it the way of religion? Is it a religious practice? All of these different types of things. That's going to be a great conversation. So go to YouTube and find Psychonaut Detroit, the pad, and subscribe. We got some real dope videos coming. But to administer basically means to supply you with, right? So when we're talking about people who are administrators, facilitators, and practitioners, some people specialize in administration. What do you mean? That means that they literally give you the medicine. That's it. Somebody else facilitates. Somebody else is practitioner around you, right? So an administrator is, how can I think? It's like almost like a DJ. They not gonna dance with you, but they also not gonna create the music. But they gonna give you the music that you dance to, if that makes sense. So it's like I supply the music. Ooh, that's all I do. Here you go. So administrators, like some people come and take the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class, and they say, I don't plan on being a practitioner. I just plan on being an administrator. Somebody asked me once, that don't make sense, do it? And I said, actually, it kind of does. Well, how? I said, well, do you do retreats? Yeah. Do you serve Cambo or snake venom at your retreats? No, I don't know how to serve it. So if you had somebody who could come and serve it, would you like to? Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, that's what some people do. They'll bring an administrator on, and while they're there, that person will administer, right? For instance, Chief Nighthawk, rest his soul. That's my brother. I love him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know what it is, right? Chief Nighthawk, I reached out to Chief and was like, yo, I would like to host you in Detroit. And I want you to serve my people's ayahuasca. Because he was the man at that shit. You understand? Fuck if you seen me on National Geographic and all you heard. Nah. He was listen, tell us Nighthawk was your favorite medicine man, right? So he was that guy when it came to ayahuasca, right? And so I brought him to the city, And one thing that people do before they go on ayahuasca a lot of times in a lot of different places is Cambo. Starts the cleansing process, detoxification. So now the ayahuasca can go in and go to work as opposed to going and cleaning you and then going to work. So a lot of times people will do Cambo first. So at the time, Chief wasn't rocking with the Cambo. He wasn't, administering or whatnot, right? And so I administered the Cambo. Now, although I'm an administrator, a facilitator, a practitioner, all it is, at that time, I administered the Cambo. You know what I'm saying? And now, with Cambo, I did facilitate as well, but he was there with me to co-facilitate, right? So this is kind of what I'm talking about. You have a administrator who will come and will serve the medicines, but doesn't necessarily always do the facilitation or the reintegration or, you know what I'm saying, what they might call the main event, right? So I might come and administer snake venom to everybody and then go back to where I'm at because it takes an hour, 45 minutes to an hour for the venoms to absorb, right? So once I administer it, now the individual who's facilitating the medicine work might take y'all into some meditation, might take y'all into some breath work. They might take y'all. So, hey, how you doing? There's different things that an individual would take you, could possibly take you in through and facilitate after I've already administered the medicine. Everybody, can put on dragon's blood, right? So the closing of the gates and then continuing on through whatever they might be going through is something that people might do. So people might come to the class to learn to administer the medicines and not really be looking to take on further roles. Now, I'll say this, that's also quite few, but that is it. It is what it is. There's people out here who are perfectly fine with that. And it has to do a lot to do with your human design, how you operate, and what you actually want to do for the people, right? So an administrator, this is somebody who administers the medicine, administers the venoms, administers the plant medicine, anything like that. That's what administrators do, okay? Now, when we go into facilitation or facilitators, right? Sometimes me and the mother of my children, when we were working together, we would work in cohesion where I would be the administrator and she would come behind me and be the facilitator. So now I can go in, this is what I'm talking about, like on the first part. I administer the medicine and then I leave. And she'll come in and she will facilitate those people's journey, whether it be through some Reiki or through some body work or through some counseling one-on-one, talking back and forth, or through, whatever that facilitation might need, right? So a facilitator is somebody who basically facilitates your journey after the administration has taken place. So if you are doing snake venom, right? Because we're talking about the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class, right? So if you're doing snake venom, and let's say we're doing 20 people, 10 women and 10 dudes, I'm gonna go to the women's side first. I'm gonna tell the queen, go make sure everybody ready, everybody laying down, everybody backs out, or they gates is open, because sometimes to get on the back, some women will remove their shirts or different things like that. So I always give them time in the rooms. So you want to know, are y'all decent? Are y'all ready? Can I come in? I come in, if I'm giving cobra venoms on their backs, boom, I'll come and I'll open the gates and I'll apply the medicine and I'll leave. I did my administration. Now the queen comes in, she does the facilitation. Yo, y'all need anything? Here, let me check it. Let me see if it's almost dry. Yo, y'all want me to change the music? You want some, head? This is what we're talking about. Keeping somebody safe, keeping somebody content and comfortable during their journey. This is what facilitation is about, right? So you have people who actually will come and learn how to do these mechanisms, but like I said, the mother of my children, she is not really big on administering. She can, but she prefers to facilitate, right? So she might have another administrator roll with her because she's a minister too, but she's not real big on it. So she might have another person that does it all, and they'll administer the medicines. She comes behind and facilitates. Maybe does some sound bowl healing therapy or Reiki, you know, all of these different things. These are different modalities that you could use in the midst of this. Or getting them a pillow or a blanket could be part of facilitation. Let me tell you like this. In the pad during the summertime, we keep the doors open. See how my doors open? You can walk in, walk out. Well, the flies can come in, go out, right? So it was one day that we was doing Venoms, and some flies, of course, had been in there because it's nice out, the doors is open. And I'm hearing the person in the back call, but it's, hey, I'm like, yo, let me go back here. What's that's snake venom. It ain't like Campbell. It ain't like where you be sick or you be going through things. So I'm like, yeah, what's going on? So I came back to, what's going on? What's wrong? Yo, these flies is tearing my ass up. Like I want to swat them, but I know I got the venom on and I can't move because it's on my back. And I'm looking, and it's like the fly keep landing on her leg and on her back, and I'm like, oh. So my facilitation for the next 15, 20 minutes was out there fanning flies, keeping the flies off of her. Fuck off, get out here. You know what I'm saying? I can't get them out of the house because the doors is open. So, you know what I'm saying? So, literally, my facilitation was for 15 minutes, fanning, keeping them flies off. Fuck that. You're going to be comfortable. You're going to be safe. You're going to be content. That's my job, is to facilitate and keep that. So that might be, you might do that for 30, 45 minutes. You might hold somebody's head and rock them. You know what I'm saying? For 30 minutes. You know, you might hold buckets and be wiping saliva and, you know, from their mouth for, you know, 10 minutes. Like, this is Cambo, right? So these facilitations is for the client to feel safe, right? To feel comfortable and to feel content within their ceremony. And there's people who have awesome facilitation skills, awesome. And administration, they a little bit scared. I don't want to burn them. You scared, so you burning them twice and all type, right? So you might have somebody else like, I love the facility. I mean, I love the administer. Boom, come in, do some administering. Boom, it's all on. You know what I'm saying? But dang, I don't really want to sit with them and do, like, I rather, like, they hype, they want to move it. So somebody else might come in and facilitate. See? Next time, burn some Cinderella. Okay. Well, we was indoors, though. I don't think you're supposed to use that indoors. Every time I see one of them candles, it say, do not use indoors. So, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around and make everybody in that boy sick. So, I'd have to check up on that. But, yeah, no, I need to get a screen door. That's the truth of the matter. I need a lot of things for the pad in the Detroit edition. Now, the Florida edition, beautiful, beautiful. Detroit edition, we need some work. Well, we getting there. But, so, you know, that's the administration, is to give. And then, outside in front of the doors. See, genius. That, I ain't never thought about that. That is genius. Just burn the shit outside the doors so they don't even want to come in the vicinity, so they ain't gonna come through the, thank you. So, we've spoken about administration and administrators. We've spoken about facilitators. Okay, now for my favorite, practitioners. Let me be clear that the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, our school, our class, we train you to be a practitioner. When you are trained to become a practitioner, you can be an administrator and you could be a facilitator. Okay? You have to be both of those to be a practitioner, but you don't have to be a practitioner to be an administrator and a facilitator. So, what is a practitioner? What's the key word to practitioner? Somebody type it in the comments. What is the root word? What is the root word of practitioner? This is my sacred medicine. If you have an issue with it, question yourself about your sacred medicine. Practice. Oh, Swan, peace. Practice is the root word to practitioner. So, when you go and you go to the hospital and you get dealt with, and when you leave, they say, all right, for follow-up, you can go see this specialist. This specialist is a doctor who owns their own practice. You heard it, right? Think about it. It's like, wait a minute. That is how they say that, right? Yes, that doctor owns his own practice because he has learned the arts and sciences of the medical healing from the Western or wherever they learned it from. And now they go out and about to practice it. Okay? You don't learn medical, you practice it, right? Or did I say that wrong? You do learn it. You don't memorize, or you don't bring yourself to a point where it's like, oh, I've learned all there is. There is no learning all there is. It's always going to be a continual learning situation. It's always going to be a continual investigation, attention and intention, and outcome. And this is something that you continue to do. Now, if you look at different basketball players or football or whatever sports you like, if you watch their training or their practices are different. And with those different practices, you get different results. I imagine that Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and I know it's another one I gotta know a name of, James Harding or something. I imagine that their practices are totally different than all the dudes I did, because I don't know no basketball players' names. So to always hear these dudes' names is like, okay, so these the top dudes in whatever the fuck. So they must practice. They practice must be immaculate, right? So now let me be clear: that's just an example of how to look at these words and what I'm talking about and what we're dealing with. So when you're looking at a practitioner, I tell people pay attention to their practices. This will give you the understanding of if this practitioner is for you or not. There's different practitioners. There's different snake venom practitioners. There's different Cambo practitioners. There's different, right? So when you look at the practices of these individuals and decide if that's who you want to administer and facilitate for you. Now, what are the things that practitioners do that administrators and facilitators don't? They keep a constant study. That is one of the first abilities in a person that I look at to decide in my own mind or judge in my own mind if they are going to be a good a good practitioner or not. They might be good administrators and excellent facilitators and horrible practitioners. And when I say horrible practitioners, it's because I base whether a practitioner is functional, good, or not based off of their ability to investigate, based off their ability to study, based off their ability to read and comprehend and learn more aspects of what they're here to do, which is find your harmony within you to assist you into coming into a harmonious state, whether it be internally, externally, mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, whatever it is. So you are a custom individual, and they need to, one, study you, two, study your enemy, if you have one. If you're on a character growth and development journey, you have no enemy. You have an intention. If you are suffering from a disease, an illness, or a sickness, then for me, there is an enemy. That is the enemy. And as a harm reduction specialist, I specialize in reducing anything that's bringing harm to you. Right? So, as a practitioner or a warrior of a harm reduction specialist services, I need to study what? My enemy. If you come to me, when Pebbles came to me and told me I got stage 2 multiple myeloma, my response was, the fuck is that? And she was like, bone cancer. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know shit about no bone cancer. but give me 3 days. And before 72 hours was up, not only did I know about multiple myeloma, but I also had the modality to address it. And I called her and I told her I'm understanding what we're dealing with, and I also have the understanding of the mix of the 2 venoms that's needed to create a toxin solution that targets multiple myeloma cancer cells. And I have both of those snake venoms here, so I can make the mix tonight and we can start your venom session tomorrow. Now, stop right there. Did I do any administration yet? Nope. Did I do any facilitation yet? Nope. Have I practiced under the expectations of a good practitioner? Hell yeah. I was introduced to something. I investigated it. I had intentions and I paid attention, and now I have a solution. And my solution is going to cause less harm to you than the alternatives. As far as I'm concerned, Western medicine is the alternative medicine. And the medicine from the planet is the original medicines, right? So that is a idea or understanding of what the role of a practitioner is. You need to serve your client before you ever administer or facilitate anything to them. And another thing is, I don't keep things from my clients. I offer them, if my client came and told me she got multiple myeloma, I don't know what that is, but give me 72 hours and I'll get back with you. And within 2 days, I'm telling her, all right, I got what we gonna do to take care of that. Wait a minute. That just kind of sounds like a little unbelievable, right? I can understand that. So let me show you what it is that I read, what I studied, what I went through, and how I came upon this. And when they sit, they go, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, right? See how that comfort came? Yo, kick it with your clients about what you know. Present them with the books, the articles, the internet things, the National Institute of Health reports, I'm talking about. And listen, .com is for commercial, y'all. I've had a lot of people tell me oh yeah, I was going and trying to study the venoms so I get a little bit of an understanding before I came. And would you look up so-and-so.com and so any .com, that means commercial. They're trying to sell you something. I don't care what we're talking about. If it's on .com, there is a ploy to sell it. Okay, you want to look up .gov and .edu. If you're trying to study into the realms of understanding things from the realms of the scientific or the experimental, or understanding like all of that, like the studies and all, that's .edu and .gov, right? And that's where you can go to get the juice, little jewel. So anyway, and as a practitioner, you would want to know that. And see, this is the types of things that we teach in the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class, is not just how to administer or how to facilitate. We teach how to be a practitioner. You need to learn when you leave here that when a client comes and sits down and talks to you, you might not have 5 to 7 or 10 years in the medical profession. You might not have, listen, I have students who have, when they got here, they had no previous medical training. Let's keep in mind, when we're dealing with the sacred animal venoms, we're dealing with spirituality, character growth and development, and harm reduction specialist. So, to reduce harm in an individual, if the harm is in your lungs, you need to know about the lungs, how the lungs work, how they operate, what it is that's causing that harm, how it got there, how it manifested, what is like unique, right? This is studying the enemy and studying yourself. You got to study your lungs first. Then you got to study the disease or the ailment or the whatever's coming against it. You need to have a firm grasp on both of these, right? And then there's other things that go. See, these are the types of things that we put together that from the outside looking in, y'all, a lot of people think that we just, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh yeah, this is Cambo, and you put it on, it make you feel like this, and then they take it off, and yeah, and then, all right, listen, I'll be honest with you all. The reason that I'm so extensive in my teaching, why the class is so long, is because when I learned how to become a snake venom practitioner, I didn't learn how to become a snake venom practitioner. I learned how to become a snake venom administrator. A snake venom administrator. That was it. And I came to understand later that some people have, when it comes to teaching, some people are good at it. Some people, I would say, could use a little bit more growth and development in the arena. And so when you take a class, the ability for the teacher to actually teach and not just do what they do. There's a lot of people who are excellent at things, but can't necessarily teach it. And that's not a knock to nobody. It's just saying there's certain lanes. So I realized how many things that I was missing when I had to go and, oh, my squirrel's here. Oh, my squirrel's here asking for some nuts, y'all. Give me 1 second. Here you go, guys. For those, if anybody want to see what I'm talking about, it's my squirrel. Y'all want to see too, yeah? It's my squirrel. Yeah, I feed him every day. So now he comes and he, looks for his nuts. And if I don't put him out, he'll stand here and he'll start doing this squirrel chippering at me. He literally stands outside my door and looks at me and just goes, and I can't do it, but it's like he holds his teeth and make this noise. But anyway, so facilitation, administration. Oh, teaching the class. So yeah. So we focus on teaching and training you how to be a practitioner. Now, once you have those skills, when you leave, you can decide to just be an administrator or just be a facilitator or be an administrator and a facilitator. Now, how do you be an administrator and a facilitator and not be a practitioner? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. So there are certain standard uses for some of these medicines, like Cambo. There's standard uses for Cambo. There's standard uses for snake venoms. There's standard uses for bufo, which means that when you look at this piece of paper, it says Cambo is good for this, 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 and this. Snake venom is good for this. This snake venom is good for this, and this snake venom is good for this. It's like a standard idea of what they do that's being given. Some facilitators and administrators will administer based off of people who want those things for those standards. So a person might say, I read on Facebook that Cambo is a good detoxification. I would like to detox. Do you know any Cambo facilitators? And I say, shoot, yeah, so-and-so lives out there. Now, so-and-so, where they live, they work a 9 to 5. They took this class and, they know how to do it. And when they are contacted, this person says, hey, I was referred to you by 7. I'm looking to get Cambo for a detoxification program that I'm putting together for myself. And they say, okay, I can get you scheduled. for Wednesday morning. All right, cool. And they come Wednesday morning and they get Cambo administered and facilitated by that worker or that person, right? And then they leave and go back to wherever they go to, and that person goes back to their 9 to 5. That was the first time they did Cambo on an individual over the last 6 months. They're not a practitioner. They learned and they're certified to administer and facilitate, and that's what they did. They didn't do no studies on this person. They didn't say, oh, I think you should do Cambo to help you with, no. They just administered, facilitated, and then got on, you know? And so that is, again, another example of an individual who might be a Cambo administrator or a Cambo facilitator, but not be a Cambo practitioner or snake venom, you know, or bufo, right? So there's nothing wrong with either one of them. Some of my fellow practitioners that might have took my class, they go back to work, and they work 9 to 5s, and you know, they might hold ceremonies or do their thing when they find time, or when their village is looking for it, or you know, during the 4th, whatever, right? And then you got individuals who come and learn this for the sake of turning it into their full-time practice, such as myself. This is what I do. This is my practice. I don't have a 9 to 5 job. I don't clock in anywhere. I'm not getting subsidized money from anywhere. I'm not getting no money from the government. They're not paying me because I was in the military. My family eats, my babies eat because I am you all's medicine man and I am you all's teachers. That's it. You know, I got some businesses on the side that I run, you know, but if I'm being completely honest, all of my businesses take a back seat to my practice. All of them. Anybody who knows me, they know me as a medicine man first. But I also own that company, and I also do that thing, and I also can get you those, right? But I'm a full-time practitioner medicine man. I'm a full-time teacher. This is what I teach the sacred animal Venoms practitioner, you know what I'm saying? Teach the magic, teach the, you know, different things, meditation, yoga, all of this, right? But I'm a full-time practitioner. So it's nothing wrong with either one of them. Some people have a journey and a goal, and they're actually in school, in medical school, to become a MD, but also planning to take this course so that they can have, like I said to them, I'm like, no, because they were talking about doing one or the other. I was like, no. Go get the medical training from the Western Society schooling and get those letters behind your name and come get this. Because if this is where your passion is at, that's just going to add to your ability, to your validation, and making people feel comfortable in dealing with you, you know. So, you know, it's nothing wrong with either of those levels, whether you want to become an administrator, and that's it, or a facilitator, and that's it, or you want to be a practitioner and actually, you know, assist your community and actually take on clients full-time that come to you. You know, if y'all ever seen the TV show House, you know what I'm saying? That's how I see myself. That's how, like, that was a way for them to keep it in a Western way, but for real, I see that House that's who he was. He was like the alternative practitioner that didn't rock with what they was trying to tell you. I got something for you, and it's unorthodox, but shit, look at my resume. Look at the people who've been here. Look at what was wrong with them. Look at the quality of life that they had now. You know what I mean? Your resume speaks for itself, right? You know? Oh, Dr. House just pop pills. Oh, 7 smoke weed. Like, yeah, all right. Well, I mean, yeah, hence that, right? Judgments are real out here, y'all. Judgments are real, you know? But would you have, like, denied Dr. House from working on you, or would you have kind of actually preferred him? You You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else is going what they was taught and told instead of actually doing research on the person that they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Your doctor don't even know what your sign is. If your doctor don't know your astrological symbol, you're not in a very good place. You know, good luck with that, right? Type of, because that means everything is cookie cutter here. Don't go over there to my bag. So you just gonna go to the bag. You just gonna help yourself. Like he literally came to the bag, y'all, like, and helped himself. Like, nah, don't run now. I'm showing them you acting up. Yeah, I'm showing them. You ain't. Why you want to take the bag? So, you know, there are differences in being a facilitator. Here. And an administrator and a facilitator and a practitioner. And when you take the class, your path is for you. Your path is for you. So some people took the class and are self-administering. They're like, all right, well, I got the issue, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody has different types of things, right? Individuals having different parts that can't swallow, or they heart, or they blood, or you know what I'm saying? You know, maybe dealing with, you know, tumors and cancerous cells, or you know, all types of different things. He said, well, I'm looking at how much sessions cost, and I'm looking like by the time I do this, I'll be able to spend this much. I might as well just go ahead, take the class, and I can administer on myself. And I'm going, wow, that's a hell of a thought. Well, come on, sign up for the class. So I'm like, yo, when I'm talking about this and presenting this, I need to present that to the people, because that was smart. Because not only do now these people self-administer, but like so they can heal themselves and find, you know what I'm saying, that comfort and space and availability for whenever they need it, they already have it. But also now they can also facilitate and administer for their community. So they literally making an investment right back. So it's like, damn, that was genius, you know. So I've seen and heard quite a few different reasons why people have taken the class, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is dope. I'm loving all of them. So matter of fact, hold on, let me go ahead and rock that banner in case anybody was actually hearing this and saying, well, I'm kind of interested. I would like to do a consultation with you to see if the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training course is good for me. I had a friend and a client. We were talking or texting back and forth, and they said something about, you know, them doing this and this and that, and them trying to fit this in for those months. And I was like, wait a minute, what? I guess I don't talk about it enough. The Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class is a 6-day intensive class. That's it. The whole 6-month and 1-year class, I stopped it. I was not pleased with it. I was not motivated by it, and I didn't like the idea of why we created it. And I feel like if this is truly for you, if this is going to be a passion or something that you feel like that, then that means it has a value. It in itself has a value to you, and you should be worth or feel like it's worth giving something up for. So for me to make it, 2 hours every 2 weeks, every this and that, so you can fit it, nah. If you're doing that, then it's just like some other shit you're doing, and that ain't really, you know what I'm saying, how I want to present it. So I'm like, no, we're going to keep it where you come, but it's only 6 days. So you come to either Florida or Detroit. We have lodging for the first people who, you know, get the lodging, because there's only one room lodging in each place. So if you get the in-house lodging, there's only room for 2 people, because there's you know. Anyway, so my point is, you come, and so either you stay here or you get your B&B or your hotel or wherever you stand for your 6 days, you know, and you come to class. Usually we start off with, you know, what we call cushion coffee, which is basically the time for people to be here but not be in class. It's kind of like, okay, we're going to calm your nervous system. If you want some coffee or some tea, if you want to go on the balcony and, you know, put something in the air if you're that tight before you go into class, just in the snack. Then you start class, and we do class from basically 10 to 6 p.m. And then you can leave, go enjoy the beach, go enjoy your day, and then you come back the next morning and you go to class. And then on the third day, we start labs. So in your labs, so we got like 19 lectures in the class, but then you also have your labs, which is where you actually will apply camo to yourself, because you have to be able to be a self-applier, and then to your classmates, and then the other lab is applying snake venom to yourself, and then to your classmates, okay? And then after that, you know, there's a little surprise at the end, but I'm not gonna, you know, put that out here over live, but, you know, so that is generally the time frame. So it's a 6-day intensive course, you know, and if you get through all the courses, I mean, all the lectures, you get through all the labs, and everything with full understanding and ability to show proficiency, then you receive your certifications, your camo, and 2 snake venoms of your choice, and time to start. Ah, hell, I gotta burn myself. Ah, you wanna go out and burn other people, but you won't burn yourself? Shit. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We gon' yes, ma'am. What you mean? How I'm gonna be doing this to other people, but I ain't gonna do it to myself? Huh? What you mean? Do I gotta burn myself? What? What? Do I gotta burn myself? What? What? Do I got what? Do I gotta burn myself? What? what is you talking about? This the culture, baby. I'm gonna be looking like Killmonger in a minute. Listen. Hey, now I'll tell you like this. I know students who took the class, did what they had to do, and since then they ain't self-applying, they applying to their peoples. But I also know people who going in every month on themselves. Like, like, yes, you do have to burn yourself at least to do your applications in class. Yes, that's part of it. And I've seen some people like what? Oh my goodness, I ain't gonna be able to do it, and then they do it, and you'll realize that, you know, all of it's mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. Once you get like, what you mean you got to burn yourself? As many times I done burned you, I just thought about that. So you think it's gonna be hard because it's on yourself? Nah, it's actually, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess everybody's different, but once you become a practitioner, my thing is you as with anything, you need to be willing to do to yourself whatever you're gonna do to anybody else. So yes, that is definitely a very integral part of class. And we almost had somebody who was gonna refuse to do it, and I was like, wow, all right, like no problem. If you came all this way, went through all of this, and you know, gave your exchange for the class, bought your tickets, came here, did all of this, and now shit. Yeah, open them gates. All right, put that on there, shoot. So anyway, you feel me? It's all good, man. It's all good. As each and every one of us have done before, right? As each, like all of us as practitioners, have all done the same things. We've all been through it, you know. No, no, not donation. I used that word wrong. Exchange is what I was trying to say. I just kept stuttering. Not no donation. It's an exchange. And what I meant by that was the exchange for the class. The price, basically the price for the class. Like if you're gonna pay to take the class and actually take the class and got through all of the academics, and now get to the part in the labs, you don't want to get that up. Go ahead and open the gates and get it in, man. You know, it's just fear. We got to get past it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's how you create courage. You can't be courageous unless at first you're scared. So I always love those people, because what I do know is that in the future, they are always the ones to bring the most comfort to their clients, because they themselves was once scared. So they know how it feels. So they're gentle when they open their gates. They're compassionate when they're talking to the people. They're concerned when they're listening, you know. And so these characteristics, I actually like them when I see them. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to my, man, it ain't shit, man. Come on, man. But, man, I'll burn you. Want me to do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And not, like, actually, the people who are scared and have that type of, it's like they usually give that great service because they know how it feels. Oh, no, they did finish. Yeah, no, they finished. They finished. Yeah, no, I haven't had anybody yet who's taken the class and didn't finish. You know, we've had some hiccups. We've had a couple hiccups, but we always, and that's the thing, because a lot of us are multi-talented, and so for me, I've been lucky to have a lot of students who have already had, you know, prior training in being psychedelically informed, or being emotionally trauma informed, or, you know, just having good conversational abilities, right? Because everybody ain't able to do that, you know. So I have not yet came into one of them super sensitive people to where, you know, something that we discussed and disagreed on ticked them and set them off so far that they wanted to leave and didn't get, you know what I'm saying, the rest of what they had, the blessings coming, you know. Nah, we it's always beautiful. It's always beautiful. And I just enjoy it so much, y'all. I just enjoy it so much. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. So do we got any questions, comments, or concerns about anything? I think that I've been kind of real, you know, attentive to what it was we was here to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Kept it pretty much on the muscle. Um, so yes, just wanted to speak on that. Are you only doing classes for the snake venom? So the class is actually Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class. So I am training you, or people, my students, how to become a sacred animal venom practitioner. Okay, so that's Cambo, snakes, scorpions, platypus, all types of things, right? Now, when we go through this, you leave with the certification of serving Cambo and snake venom, and you will leave with Cambo and snake venom. The second time you come back is where, if you choose to come back, is where we go through certifying you as a BUFO administration and practitioner and facilitator, excuse me, as well as further studies with different venoms and things like that. So to answer your question, in this class specifically, now if you're asking, do I do other classes, period, yes, we got a meditation class, we got mushroom growing classes, we have magic classes, and we also have courses. You know, we have magic courses, introduction to magic, mystical arts and sorcery, the alchemy of self, which is teaching you how to become an alchemist, 90-day program, walking you into the golden body. Um, you know, so yeah, I do a few things. Thank you for asking. So when we finish the class, if we need venoms, do we just? Oh yeah. I have the ability to purchase venoms from that point on as well. That's what also comes with the class, is your certification for ability to buy venoms, because yeah, yes, good question. Very good question. You know, yeah, good questions, y'all. Any other questions? Um, yeah, any other questions? So if you all are watching the stream yard, y'all see it scrolling on the bottom. That's the website to go to if you're interested in getting a consultation to see if the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class is good for you. So we spoke about the contribution or the exchange. Now, y'all already know I don't ever talk about prices or anything like that on no lives. Psychonautdetroit.org if you want to research further. But what I will talk about is we do have payment plans now. Because I set a solid 4 classes this year, instead of teaching every month, which was awesome, but I also was putting a lot of resources and spreading them thin to teach this class every month to a few people. So now I'm going to do them quarterly. So I'm only doing 4 classes next year. The first one's in January. The next one is in April. The next one is July. And then October or September, something like that. So with that being said, now you can set up payment plans. So you can drop your down payment for the class and make weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly payments until the time of, so we look at how much time you got, how much you put on your down payment, and then whatever's left, we chop that up over those next few months so that you can make small payments that are comfortable for you until, so by the time your class gets here, you've already paid. All you got to do now is show up and get it in. So we also have the payment plans going, and people was asking, do we do the credit cards and all? Yeah. If you want to pay your down payment with a credit card and make small payments, or, all types of different things. Like, I'm very, very, I'm easy to make whatever makes it happen for you. You know what I mean? I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but I'm like that. I'm easy going. Like, all right, we got to break it up like that, or you want to do it like that, or whatever. So and that's why I scheduled them the way I did, because that was the main thing, and that's why I was going to do the 6-month and the 1-year class, but it just didn't feel right in my soul. Like, nah, man, if these people gonna take it serious, they're gonna take it serious. So for the people who were saying, well, I don't, have the exchange rate right now, well, all right, boom. Now here we have it. If it's something that you're serious about, we'll know it is, because, like, shit, you do it like you do anything else. We make payments on cars, we make payments on classes, we make payments on purses, apparently. You know what I'm saying? Plane tickets, all types of things. So it's like, if you want it, I'll make it, but I'm not going to change and alter the integrity of the class by putting it on the internet 2 hours every couple days for 6 months so that people can pay in a different way. No, we just do a payment plan and then you go in. So, that was the best thing that I could come up with. And so far, the people who spoke about doing it just is like, you know what, never mind, and just paid it in full. So, like, it seems like apparently people, I haven't had yet anybody take part of the payment plans. Everybody's like, I'll just pay it in full, fuck it. So, but I have changed it so that if the need be, it is here. Because me personally, I like payment plans. I'd be like, shit, let me get on that. You know what I'm saying? The last course that I took that, had a nice little ticket to it, I was like, look, can I get on the payment plan? You know what I'm saying? So I just went ahead, set mine up for like $1 a month or something like that, And it was like, for me, that's what gave me the, all right, bet, I'll do it. Hell yeah, like, because to me, that made me more comfortable. So I can respect that. So, when we're looking at the differences of everybody in our community, in our society, because this class is not a community thing. This is a societal thing. That's what I love about it. I have had people from all over, different lifestyles, different cultures, different religions, different races, different sexualities, different creeds. I'm talking about all aspects of everything. And I think that that's so fucking awesome, because that means that all communities are about to become serviced. That's what I like. This ain't no certain community. Like, venomous snakes is everywhere. This was for everybody. This is for everybody. This medicine is for everybody on the planet, regardless of what you look like, what your sexual demeanor is, or your sexual habits, where you grew up at, how you eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you eat. Like, people talk about how you got to change your diet to do this and to do that. For Cambo, I do advise that. You're cleansing, you're detoxing, all of this, right? Snake venom, shit. My client, Pebbles, when she was coming and doing her thing, she was leaving and going and getting McDonald's and smoking cigarettes. And she's still walking around Gucci and, you know, free of harm, right? So it's like the power of some of these different modalities, you know, they transcend any of these judgments and constructs that a lot of us like to walk with. So I'm enjoying having students that are representing every stretch of the pillar of our communities almost. I haven't had any black men take the class yet. You know what I'm saying? I've had white dudes, I had white women, I've had black women. Huh. But, you know, I am very proud and happy that the students that I have do, that people are seeing this for what it is and not seeing it for something cultural or something spiritual or something. No, this is transcends all levels. You know what I'm saying? That's why this is such a that's why it can address so many different things. We're talking about the spiritual attunement, tapping you into your ancestral realms, harm reduction specialists services, character growth and development, because that is something that is going on very, very heavily right now. There's a lot of focus on character growth and development and people taking themselves to these supreme levels, right? So stopping that monkey brain, that crazy ass thought process that's always on the wrong place. When you get that cobra venom, the neurological clarity that comes with it, like the ability to sit and snake stare for 2 hours, but you damn focused and you not feeling no type of way emotional, you just really in it. And now your attention to detail and your reflexes is so damn, like, it's clear where it came from. We talk about it as practitioners. We'll all do Venoms and then we'll go back home and we'll call each other and be like, yo, did you feel that shit in your lung? Wait, yes. That clearing, and then my breath was just so clear after that. Like, yo, I ain't even used my albuterol this week. Yo, you using albuterol? Not no more, son. Damn. Yo, but listen, what about the reflexes? Went to drop some shit and you caught it before it even, like, damn, you ain't even look, but like that was clearly from the snake because I didn't be able to do that before, right? You know what I'm saying? Your ability that when people talking and you just kind of sitting and you keeping your whole space face, your ability to remain calm, your ability to guard your borders and protect your boundaries a lot more effectively and efficiently, where you didn't have that before. Speaking up for yourself, protecting yourself, where you didn't have that before. This is all character growth and development. See? So it's so many modalities, it's so many reasons, it's so much, y'all. I can keep going and going. But yo, I just wanted to kick it and just, like I said, just talk about the difference in, the administration, the facilitator, and the practitioner, and how when you come to the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, we are training you to be a practitioner. And what you do after that is your choice. And I'm okay with all of them. As long as you respect our works and conduct yourself with integrity, you can do this shit once a year or just only do it on yourself. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you need to be out here serving the community. No, you don't. That might not be in your human design. You might not be a community type person. So I don't make no judgments on what people do with them afterwards, as long as they are operating with integrity, you know? So if you think the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class is something for you, there's the website scrolling at the bottom. And for those of you all on the other platform following, you can hit me in my inbox. I'll show you where to go, or go to psychonautdetroit.org and fill out an intake form, and let's talk about getting a consultation, see if it's right for you. And if you know somebody that you think that this might be good for, somebody who might already be in the practitioner, they might be a sacred plant medicine practitioner, or a sacred fungi practitioner, or it may be even a sacred human or medicines of man practitioner, like a yogi or a Reiki, Reiki specialist or something like that, that they might be interested in taking the Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class, you know, tag them in this video or share this with them. You know, let's get the people who this is for, that have a passion for the healing, that have a passion for the helping, the harmony, you know, that want to serve them community, their family, some of them that already are, you know, like this being one of the newest organic technologies, as we call them, to the United States is not a well-known thing. So I know that there are a lot of people who that this is for, that they have a passion for this and don't even know that it exists. Because once I found out, I was turned out. And I know. So it's like, and the only reason I found out is because this made its way into our community through the psychedelic community. So me being such a vital part of the psychedelic community, of course it was like, boom. But everybody does not deal with psychedelics. There's somebody right now that don't smoke, don't drink, they sitting in some type of class, getting some type of certification, and this is something that they could add to their resume that they would absolutely love. But they wouldn't come into seeing this, right? As soon as they see me smoking on the video, they like, oh, let me turn this off. This ain't nothing, this is something different. This is, right? Seems so rewarding to get those testimonials. Oh man, like that is actually what brings the tears. That's what brings the bonds. That's like, I got people now that I'm bonded with forever. Like they love me and I love them because of the works we've done together. Hell yeah, the testimonials, because it's everything. Like that's the point. That's why we do this. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm looking for. When you start talking to me and you first meet me and you're telling me what's going on with you, I'm going, oh, I can't wait to get a testimonial from you. That's what drives me. Of course. Yes. That means I need 100%, what's that called? Success. That's what I'm striving for, because I want testimonials from all of my clients. So therefore, we need to create testimonials. You don't ask for testimonials, you create them. You don't ask for testimonials, you create them. Now, you might ask somebody to share it, but you create them. And that's the beauty of being a Sacred Animal Venoms practitioner. For real, that's the beauty in it, is like you're really making a change in this world. You're really changing people's lives, sometimes saving them, sometimes extending them, sometimes giving them a better quality of, sometimes giving them comfort within it, safety within it, relief. I mean, man, yes, the testimonials are everything. Yes, and thank you. And thank y'all for tapping in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your questions, your comments, concerns. Thank you to the people who shared this, because I know I request that all the time when it is something that I do feel like should be. And so thank y'all for y'all support, y'all love, you know, y'all hatred, y'all mockery, you know, all of that. Like, all of it is motivational. So with that being said, as always, tell somebody you love them in the language they can understand it in. Peace.